Hey everybody.
Hey y'all, how you doing?
You guys, we just felt the need before we posted any other video, we needed to do a follow-up with our last video that we posted. So that's what we wanted to do today. You guys hear how I sound? Here we are again, this old familiar place. So I'm gonna try not to do as much talking and let my husband do most of the talking. So yeah, I'll interject here and there, but
And what I would do is do my best. Do my best to make sure this thing is as much as possible um, even-handed. But at the same token, understand that I can only see from the vision which I see from. I can't see for you. I do my best, but I would do my best from what I've seen. Okay, you will find out that I'm going to be much more of a serious tone with me, more toned down, or more serious of a tone, because it's just amazing to see the comments that have come this, because of this one, because of this video. And so what we want to do is we're going to address some issues. But first of all, two things I want to have addressed, and Donna can do her best at addressing this. So she's not feeling 100%. Everything is going well, but she's not feeling 100. So that's why she's going to let me take a lead, a lot of the lead with this one here. So two things I want to address is, one, you always have new people coming along, being a part of the YouTube family. We're growing tremendously, and we thank God for that. And the interaction that I have seen with this video has been tremendous. And so one of the things that we wanted to address was some have come on board and like, I don't understand, I'm confused. I thought this was a cooking channel. Well, first of all, we want to say we're not a cooking channel. Okay, we're not a cooking channel, although we do cooking. We're not a marriage counseling channel, coaching channel, although we may coach some. We're not a comedic channel, although we may have some fun in comedic. There's a lot of genres that we may have in what we do. So we are a well-rounded channel. And to the family that has been here a while, well, you guys know it. But to people that are just coming along, they're not too sure, and so they may get confused. Why are you talking about this? I thought you were supposed to be cooking. Listen, there's a broad tent over here. Now, whatever it is that you desire, when it's there, well, take it. If you like cooking, if she's cooking, well, go with the cooking channel. If you look up and we are talking about an issue or concern, and that's not for you, well, exit the channel. But the family has grown so much, and they have gone from just wanting to see Donna cook or see us sitting down and talking about life issues. I'm gonna say from cooking to they want to see us sitting down eating breakfast. They want to see us talk about other things. So that's where you will find that the tent has broadened to other things that we would do. Although she would stay on top of cooking and the making of cakes and things that she does. So those are things that we will do. Now, another one that was really curious to some was the title. Because the title led some to think, of course, go the negative way. So I want Donna to address that issue with the title.
okay. Whew, I had a coughing spell. So I titled the video Losing One Another in the Midst of Life, because that was one of the statements that my husband made. And when he made the statement, it really resonated with me. And I felt like it would be a great title for the video. So that's why I chose that title for the video. And we noticed that there were a couple of comments, like somebody said, "Ooh, Miss Donna, you need to change this title, because I thought y'all was talking about y'all was going to get a divorce," or somebody said, "I thought y'all were going to talk about maybe separating."
Yeah.
But like I said, I titled it that video. I gave it that title because again, when he said it, it just made me kind of say, because, you know, that's what we're experiencing.
And so, the family, you all know us by now. We don't do the clickbait thing, meaning leading you to believe one thing and going another way. Usually, whatever we're talking about, what you see is what's going to be. We're going to talk about the issue at hand. Now, one thing I have done, because I took an interest in, after Donna was just letting me know all of the comments, because that's something I just do not do. She would fill me in on things, but because there were so many comments concerning this video, I just started reading through a lot of the comments, and it's amazing the reaction that was received because of this, and how many are dealing with the same thing, had no idea whatsoever how traumatic, if you would, it could be for a mother facing that issue, or for a father. Now, one thing I have learned as looking through this, the women have had a much, much harder time of dealing with this issue than men. Now, I want to explain something about the men. We think differently. So I don't want, there's two things that has to happen right now. Both have to become an adult with this issue. To the women, there's a lot of emotions in here. Bear with your husband if he don't feel the same thing you feel, or express it in the way that you express it. It's not that he don't like or he could care less about the kids leaving out. That's not what is taking place with a man, at least a normal-minded man. And then to the men, I say to you, please bear with her as she's going through this process. Okay, bear with her. It's going to take her a little longer to detach than it will for the man. And here's why. One, and I kept a note of this. Women with kids, women are becoming what? I want to put this in a certain way. Women want to protect the kids. That's their job. So protection meaning, like a mother chick, they hover around, and I don't know, certain names for it. The mother, they call them bubble wrap mom. What is this? Some kind of name.
A helicopter mom.
Well, they are helicopter parents, yeah, helicopter mom, or either the bubble wrap. They want to wrap them up in bubble wrap and protect them. Don't want no scratches, no bumps, and anything. So women want to protect the kids. But men want to prepare them. And both of them are necessary and needed for healthy growth in the kid. Now, a mom don't want anything to happen to her. I don't want them to scrape a knee. I don't want nobody to talk bad to them. I don't want them to be shunned from nobody. That's life. Can't stop it. Can't stop it. The moment you let them off to go to school, you can be the parent that followed the bus all the way to school every morning. So you can be that parent, but sooner or later, as I said in the previous video, you're going to have to let them go, and you're going to have to let them grow. So those are the things that we're going to have to deal with. We're going to deal with why is it we having such hard times for moms to let go, and for dads, it seems like they easily doing this. Go ahead, burn the road up, get your head small. It should not be the same size as you walking away. So that's what it seemed like with the father, but we are much different. We're not going to show the pain that we're having as much. We're going to protect it, because a lot of the times the kids are feeding off of you. They're feeding off of you. And that is to say, if you break down and have a nervous, completely lose it, remember as the kids are walking, sooner or later when the kid falls, you watch him, you jump there, you scream and go to him, and the kid starts screaming because you scream. But when the kid falls, you watch them, they don't cry, don't you say nothing, because they're going to follow your lead. And if you refuse to let go or start living vicariously through them, there's going to be an issue. There's going to be a problem. So that's one thing you're going to have to learn to do. You're going to have to let them go and let them grow. But it's going to take some time. So again, I just want to say to the men, be a little more patient with mom as she's letting go. and to the women, don't jump down his back because he don't seem to be as frantic as you are. All right? Because here's the truth to the matter. Both are needed in order for the kid to have a good chance of survival out in the world. They're going to have to be protected, meaning there's certain things mom going to show them they can and cannot do. But by the same token, you're going to have to give them some room. You're going to have to give them some room, prepare them. It's a frustrating thing for me to see maybe a car on the side of the road and they're trying to get maybe a flat tire. We're going to just use that example. And the woman is outside looking at the tire trying to fix it, and the guy is sitting down in the car texting.
Or pumping gas.
Or a woman pumping gas. And now I can't speak for everybody. Maybe you that woman, you want to pump your own gas. But if God gave you somebody to do this, let a man do what he does. Because when you don't let him do what he does, guess what he do? He don't do what he does. And now you're complaining about it. So guys need to learn to do these things for the purpose of making for the well-rounded relationship. There's certain things that although you can do it, women, you don't have to, women. You don't have to do that. So although you can, let him do it because that's building a skill set for him. Because remember, you're not raising children. You're raising young adults. Because they're going to grow up and they're going to leave you. No matter how much you try to put them in the bubble wrap, they're going to find a way to get out of the bubble.
And let me say this right quick. I know some of you guys have said, y'all need to put the phones down, put the phone down, put the phones down. But just now, Donise was calling, and if I didn't answer, she soon would have been calling the house phone. So I was trying to keep from getting the video interrupted. I just texted her back and say, we're doing a video so she'll know not to call, because the house phone would have been ringing in a few seconds and it would have interrupted us. So for those of you that feel like, y'all put those phones down, I was responding to Donise.
And that's what we're saying with that whole situation. So to go to the heart of this matter, you mothers, you guys are super. You're super. And one thing I'm going to say for me, I have so much equipped the boys to be independent that I missed it in that the same where I'm teaching them to be independent, I should have taught them more so check on your mom. Just to call and say, Mom, how you doing? Just call to let you know I love you. Well, how's your day going? Yeah, guys.
Our daughter has it.
Yeah, she has it. She checks her mom all the time. The boys are, they call mom.
They're a little slow.
Yeah, Mom, what you doing? Look, Mom, if they call Mom, I got this problem. Why? Or Mom, did you cook? So just the things that we're saying is they're learning different from both parents, but it's necessary to have a stable look at life.
And speaking of our children, I did have a few messages where some of our new YouTube family members did not know that we are a blended family. We are a blended family, and my husband had 2 sons, and I had a daughter when we got married, when both of us got married from a previous marriage. So, and then after we got married together, we had our last son, which is dude number 2, Stephen. So we have 4 children in all. We are a beautifully blended family. We do have a video on that where all of our children are sharing their experience, I guess, being a blended family, and sometimes even the challenges that come with being a blended family. I will link that here, and I will also link that video at the end of this video. In addition to that, I think somebody made a comment. I saw comments about, how did you guys meet? We also have a video that talks about our love story. I will also link, it's a part 1 and part 2 because it was pretty long. I will also link that at the end of this video as well. And oftentimes when we're doing videos, because I just don't like to do hour-long videos, I just feel like nobody is interested in what we have to say for a whole hour. And some people have said, Miss Donna, stop talking about how long the videos are. It's fine. So if you're interested, you will continue to watch. And for those that are not, they'll click off the video, which is fine as well. So So we talked about the children. Several people also mentioned, don't we have associate ministers or deacons or somebody at church that can take over the church? And the answer to that is yes, we do. But I mentioned in the video wanting to be spontaneous. And in mine, or us wanting to be spontaneous at times, we always take people's time into consideration. Unless it was an emergency, we would never reach out to some one of our associate ministers or deacons on a Friday and say, you know what, we just feel like being spontaneous. We're gonna be gone Sunday. We need you all to take over the service. We wouldn't do that on a Friday or at the last minute. So I mentioned how our getaways, yes, we do have to plan well in advance just to make sure that the ministry is covered. But when I talked about wanting to be spontaneous, sometimes it's hard to just be spontaneous because we do need to get back so we can handle our obligations as it pertains to ministry.
And so it's a combination of, again, with our life, and that's what we was talking about with our life, with so many irons in the fire, making time for one another, because you can get so busy that you forget one another. We say you start living and start existing. That's what you're doing now. You're just existing. And the goal is to start living. And so the point would be, now that the kids are grown and gone, we're coming up on the last leg of this baton race that we call life with our kids, in that they're grown and now self-sufficient, self-reliant, is dude number 2. And so what we're doing with him is making sure that we're preparing him, and we're coming up on this last thing. And I have not said anything to Donna, but I have been observing. I've really been observing her. And I have noticed, and this is just me, okay? This is just me. I have noticed she have been a little frantic lately. And so I'm thinking, okay, why are you... I'm like, I don't understand. That's what I'm saying, because I don't want to say anything from there, because I'm just watching all of this. And I'm quickly coming to a conclusion that she is really dealing with taking her hands off. That knowing that I'm dependent on by my children. The comments, thank you guys for your comments. They're always going to need mom and dad. But it's good to be able to see that they can do this. They're trying to do this alone. And when they really need help, because we have trained them, our kids do not like to ask for anything. I mean, it's almost pulling teeth for them to ask for anything. And
we really have groomed them to be independent, and to not be what we refer to as moochers. We really have.
And that comes from making wise decisions with the things in life. They are willing, they understand fully what they have to let go. They have to let go what they want, as opposed, and keep what they need.
And even as it pertains to like looking at mom and dad, you can't look at where we are. Mom and dad, we are almost 23 years in the game, and I explained to them that it was just 2 years ago, we were over 20 years in, and we were finally to a point that we bought some brand new furniture, because everything that we started with, things were really, really financially tight. I think we've mentioned before that, we've gone through a foreclosure, we've lost a home, and just so many things that happened in our marriage, that adversity that made us stronger. But, you can't look at where mom and dad are now and feel like that's where you want to be. It takes time, it takes hard work, it takes perseverance. And I do thank you. So many of you talked about, you can just tell by our videos that we do with our family, with our children, how we've raised our kids. And, so many of you said that we've raised them in the nurture and admonition of the Lord, and they're God-fearing, and, job well done. You guys can let them fly, let the little birdies fly. Another one of our members shared about the giving the analogy that someone shared with her about them being like a kite. And you know how in the beginning you have the kite and you just slowly let the string out, and they get further and further away, but they're always connected to you by that kite string. And y'all, Lord, it made me cry. There were several videos, several comments in the beginning that had me crying. And then by the end, I was laughing because some of our family members were like, girl, you better live your best life. Let them look for you and try to figure out where mama at. I can't catch up with mom. So I'm going to, and there was one more comment that was very good. They mentioned it's not so much about where you are physically and us talking about doing the home away from home, but it's where you are mentally. And she shared how her and her husband enjoyed themselves in that big old home alone. And it makes perfect sense. But I think for us, because we've not been able to do a lot of traveling, for us, and like I say, to each his own, and you all have to do and find what works for you. But for us, just to be able to have a little space, a home away from home, that's just for us. That's just something that we wanted to do because it gives us the feeling, to me, I think, of kind of like detachment. Because when you do go away on vacation, you kind of feel like you leave the cares of the world behind and you're just focusing on being on vacation, being away. And I'm hoping it's going to give us that feeling of just us being away, kind of alone in our little oasis, kind of detached from everything, but then still here, if there's something that happens that needs our immediate attention. So like I said, many of you may not understand why we're going to that extreme, but again, to each his own, and this is what we want to do. And not only would it allow us to have that feeling of being away, but it also gives me several options as it pertains to working. There are so many things I want to redo my kitchen, but we're not doing that right now. But in the meantime, it gives me, like I said, a studio kitchen space and just different spaces where I have office days or days that I'm maybe editing videos. I can have different little office areas, if you will. So again, it's just what we chose to do. Want to bring you guys along for the ride. If you're interested, like my husband said, this is not just a cooking channel. I know some of you may want it to be, but that's not what it is. And I had to clarify that too in some of the comments. So I know some influencers, if you will, have a particular niche and that's all that they do. But if you will read in the About tab of our channel, it talks about vlogging and cooking and inspirational stuff and just, the gamut of things that we do. They give you a variety. And if their videos, I know we have some of our YouTube family members that watch everything we post. You guys are just interested in our family and what we're doing. And then there are some of you that you don't. You just pick and choose what you want to watch, and that's perfectly okay. We appreciate any of the time that you choose to take out of your time to click that play button and just see what we're doing and what we have going on.
And so what we're doing, again, now that I'm going back, digressing back to our...
About 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Digressing back to our starting off talking. Again, I want to say thank you to so many that have given their input or suggestions what can be helpful with this process that more so Miss Donna is going through. Because for me, again, men are ones, they are preparers. They are preparing the kid, preparing the child to move, or the young adult to move into life. And the only way we're going to see if that works is they got to get out in life. If they never get out in life, then we'll never know. But again, with mothers, they bubble wrap them and want to keep them right there because I can protect them, but we got to let them go. and have to let them grow.
And you know what? I was telling my husband, honestly, you all, I was very, I had some hesitancy about sharing that video. We always try to be transparent, but when we start really getting transparent as it pertains to things with our marriage, there are times that I do feel a little hesitancy. But as I began to read the comments, and that there were so many moms, so many women that are feeling what I feel, it made me feel normal. It made me feel like I wasn't alone. And it made me feel like maybe this is a journey that we could take together, and just trying to find out how to do us, how to live even when our birdies leave the nest. Like I said, I know we've done a phenomenal job with our children, and they're going to be fine. So now just trying to, what do you,
No,
now just try, what do you know, trying to look
No,
at?
I'm looking because forever, just many hats that I wear, but a pastor's hat is something I just always put on, and it's like, I don't know, God, I don't know, divine thought just came to me. Dealing with the subject that Donna was saying, it's just dealing with, and it just say it, well, I'm just thought come to my mind says, it just slipped me. It's a fight to try to keep it in my. Okay, now it don't slip me. I'm just sitting there. I wanted to write it down. I'm finna write this thing down. That.
You want me to say something else? Maybe you think.
No, it's just. Go ahead.
Okay, but I was just saying, as I'm trying to, navigate all of these emotions, reading your
That's it. I lost it again. Go ahead.
navigating these emotions, and
I got it back. I'm sorry. Suffering in silence, dealing with the loneliness. Suffering in silence. And that's what Donna was saying. So many other women, you were suffering in silence. Y'all were so happy to hear her even bring this subject up and talk about it. Y'all connected immediately. So the suffering that was going on, maybe you thought nobody understood. Again, that's the pastor in this. So the suffering in silence, dealing with the loneliness. Because men deal with loneliness much different than women. As I've said, and again, kind of keep me on course here.
it's the pastor in you. It's okay.
So, and as I teach people via the Word of God, it's a reason that mindset is different. If you read, according to the Bible account, if you go back in Genesis, God made Adam, the first man God made on earth, and Adam was alone. And so men know how to deal with loneliness because that's our nature. Adam was the first one on earth, so he was alone. But God looked at Adam, according to Genesis, I think it's the third chapter, second and third chapter. God looked at Adam and said, it is not good that a man should be alone. So he made Eve, laid Adam down, put him into a sleep, made Eve. Now when Eve got here, Adam was already here, so she had someone to talk to. So men can deal with silence. That's why if there's something going on with a man, he goes inward. He don't talk, he just goes silent. But a woman has to express everything that she's going through because she's always had someone to talk to. So that's why you find the difference. And that's why I say suffering in silence. Many women were suffering in silence. And then Donald just opening this conversation and putting this where everybody open up and able to talk about it. And that's okay. And that's where the vlogging comes in. That's good. That's good that you can talk about it.
And honestly, it was confirmation. And there were just a few comments. We learn in this world being influencers that there are some people that just have no filter. There are some people that did not learn when to keep their mouth shut, okay? And when not to let their fingers go crazy on the keyboard. It was a few of those. But again, as I began to read the comments, I was amazed. And that was confirmation to me that the video needed to be shared, and it was so important. We as influencers, when I post a video, if you post a video and then the first, I don't know how long the time length is, But when you post a video, if that video is really doing well, it's like when I go in my studio and I look at the information, it kind of shows like fireworks or something coming up just to let me know this video is doing good. And I thought, wow. So I started reading some of the comments, and I know some people clicked on the video because they did think, oh my goodness, somebody get ready to get a divorce. Let me get this tea. And like I said, as I began to read the comments, I realized that there are so many of you, us ladies, that feel the same way. So I'm so glad that I did go on and hit that publish and post this video, because it is definitely much needed. So going forward, I'll share some of the things that I'm doing to focus on me. It's amazing because last year I was supposed to start talking about self-care and sharing some things that I was doing, with self-care as it pertained to me. I have some stuff that I've not even taken out of the bag, for my self-care. And that's terrible. That's terrible. So I'm going to definitely take a lot of your advice, especially when she said, girl, she said when they call you, don't answer the phone. She said, well, even if you answer, make sure they're okay. But like, wait a minute, I'll call you back in a little bit, and keep doing what you're doing, because I know me, when my children call, it's hard for me to, if I'm available, I'll answer the phone. And a lot of times if I'm not available, I'm still going to answer the phone. It's like, wait a minute, this is my baby. Just like when Donise called and knowing I'm not feeling well, I promise you she would have been calling it out.
And if she don't answer, they'll call me and say, Dad, what mama doing? Get her the phone.
Yeah.
So they gonna get mama one way or two. But one thing that we do know is this: we thank God with the success of this channel. You all have gone from watching this segment, and you want to know more about the family. What do y'all really like? What are some things that bother you? Because life can draw a picture, and it seems to be perfect. And it's not saying it's not that, but I don't care how perfect a picture is. There is some trials, there's some trouble, and people want to know how you deal with it.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. We wanted to share, because everything is just not always perfect. I mean, that's not real life. And I know sometimes people look at other people's videos, especially when they're couples, and when you desire to have a happy marriage, or be in that space, and you look at some couples and there's a part that maybe, we talk about sometimes people can be envious, but not in a bad way, just because they desire that so much, that happiness in their marriage. I mean, who doesn't want to be loved and appreciated? And you know what I'm saying? So I don't think envy is not always bad. So we wanted to share the good, the bad, and the ugly to a certain extent. Somebody even made the comment, I thought this was a cookie channel. This ain't nobody's business, but I can pray. You didn't even have to say that.
But it is your business, because here's the thing.
Evidently it is, especially with it being our business and we put it out there.
And I say that for this reason, because there are a lot of people, again, suffering in silence.
But they were confused. That was one of the comments, where they thought it was a
cooking channel. And it's okay, and as you come along, you will see that. And we, as always, new family members coming along, and so we'll walk them through. And family, y'all do an excellent job of informing people about the channel, and please hold your emotions. Somebody say something about Miss Donna, and y'all ready to fight, and comments flying. We're mature on this end. We're gonna laugh together. We're gonna cry together. We're going to pray together, and we're going to talk about it.
And we do. We try to, in our community, I know that, there are going to be some negative comments. And to me, I've said it before, we can agree to disagree. I don't mind the comments where people don't agree, but just do it respectfully. That's all I'm asking. And when I come across the ones that don't do it respectfully, or, I ain't feeling it, what you just said, the power's in my finger. And I do what I do on my end, and I don't ever have to read another comment from you. So it is what it is. My husband gets, he feels some kind of way sometimes. He'd be like, just leave it. But I'd be like, and I ain't. If it rubs me the wrong way on that day, and I don't feel like I want to fool with it, I don't. So I do what I need to do on my end to rectify that, to never have to deal with it again. I'm sorry, was you going to say something?
I was just going to say once again, it's the more and more the family you guys join with us, and the more and more we grow, the more and more things y'all want to know about us, and that's why these field trips have become so important with Donna. And she take you all on a field trip, and I promise you, one day I give you my word. One day I'm going to take y'all on a field trip with just me.
But you know, just like they learn about us, I learn about them and their comments, and when they share stuff like, I'm homebound, I'm bedridden, you know, I can't get out. I appreciate the field trip. So again, everything may not be for everybody, and I'm glad I can offer a variety of stuff. You know, you can kind of pick and choose. Now, I would not advise that if you are a new channel and you're just starting out, because you know people gonna feel like you're all over the place. Okay, what you doing? What, you know? But you guys don't know how much you have really become a part of our family. And there are sometimes I feel obligated, or we feel obligated to share certain things. Now don't get it twisted. Some stuff ain't none of your business. Although y'all think it is. Some stuff, and we have to be, why are you laughing? Some stuff ain't none of your business now. And we have to be mindful, because there are some children that watch our channel too. And I'm not interested in starting a separate channel. Some people start a separate channel. Look, and y'all see me keep pulling on this scarf. I promise y'all want me to keep this on. My husband told me I look like, what'd you say, baby? I look like, you talking about, but I had this scarf off. I said, baby, look my hair.
You look like the mattress whooped her tail.
That is not what you said.
That's what I said.
No, that's not.
So that nobody will be offended. That's what I said.
I'm gonna tell you. He told me you look like you need to be singing with the Mississippi Mass Choir. I said, y'all, it's terrible. Not the Mississippi Mass Choir. So that's why we have.
Let me say, guys. I love Mississippi Mass Choir. What I was saying was,
we need to go see them in concert. I'm serious.
I would. But no, what I was saying is,
because they got some of the little mugs.
She looked like, she just looked like her. She looked like she was from Back Ankle, North Carolina. I mean, it's just so. What in the world? Looked like a mattress whooped her tail. I mean,
so y'all forgive me for pulling on this scarf, because I declare, I promise you, it don't need to slide. But in any event, you all are family to us, and we enjoy sharing and just being, when we talk about stuff and when we're going to be transparent, we're going to be transparent. It is what it is. And if you're not interested, then, you know, feel free to keep it moving. But as evidenced by that last video that we posted, there are so many mamas out there that needed to hear that. Wait a minute, babe, wait a minute. But then on the flip side of that, there was another comment. Oh my goodness, if I can remember what she said. She talked about raising her children, but then she said something about she the Ray Charles kind of mama too. That you gonna pick that up off the floor, blind and all. Boy, I just hollered. So, but y'all mamas, we're gonna be okay.
And let me say this too. This is very important to your mothers. Please hear me out on this. Give them some room. Give them some room. One of the mothers made the comment that she was there with, of course, raising a child. The child had a child, and she's right there with him. And then the child was like, you know, wanted her life. Mom, you got to go. You know. So the point that I'm making is this. You want to train them to be able to walk on their own, because there are some mothers out there. There are some whose child would never walk on their own. They're going to be a care parent for the rest of their lives. And that right there is really something to deal with. So you may have that kid that is born handicapped or some special needs child. And so the mother will never see the joy of that kid going off to, marrying or having a family. They're not going to ever see that. And we have the pleasure of seeing our kids go and grow. And even some of it may experience the boomerang effect. And it's okay. Yeah. I don't mind my kids boomerang. As long as you went out there and you gave your all and tried, home is a safe place to land. Yeah. Because
we've had to do that as well. It's just
so
life be life.
And me and Ms. Donna already made plans for the boomerang effect. Mm-hmm. Have we not?
And that's why we will always have our primary home. Our children will always have a place to go. But in this season in our lives, we are thankful that we are able to be able to do a home away from home and just have that place for us. And we're gonna always, honestly, it's just a testament of our lives and how we have always honored God, even through pain, even through loss.
And maybe we need to learn that really
We've always honored Him.
being able to
What did
just
you grab?
not some of your things, your blanket flew, and I was
Okay. Explain what you're doing.
being able to. It may just need to be we sit down and really talk about some of the traumatic times that we have been through and how we came together as a unit and kept ourselves together, and how God had blessed us and really brought us through it.
We definitely need to talk about going through the foreclosure, because that's real talk.
Yeah.
That's real talk. Some people would be embarrassed to share that, but that's so a part of our testimony. And anything, you guys, I don't care what it is, anything that we share, especially when we're being transparent like this, our prayer and our hope is that it will help somebody else. Sometimes, not that you get joy in knowing someone is going through, but when you know that someone is going through it, someone has gone through it, and they made it through, it encourages you or it helps you. Or sometimes, I know in my situation, sometimes when I hear somebody's going through something or they went through something that I'm going through, it encourages me and gives me hope and lets me know, you know what, I've just got to keep digging in, keep trusting God, because I too, I'm going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And y'all, at the end of the day, that's all it is. That's all it is. We just want to share with y'all, because we love y'all. Y'all are family. We are family.
And so we'll get back to what we do. I'll sit down at the tables and eat breakfast and all the other things. Donna has a lot of irons in the fire. We're gonna have to get some of
That's
those.
another reason why sometimes I just need to feel like I can kind of detach, but because it's a lot going on. So you guys, we're excited. Thank you all so much for your support. How you just continue to support us and support our channel and the things that we share over here. We appreciate all of you guys. Let me peep my notes. I think we covered everything.
And if
yours, baby.
And if anyone decide, if it's something that you guys may decide, Miss Donna, or we would like to know, we're kind of open people. And if it's something that Miss Donna don't want you to know, Miss Donna, well, she ain't got a problem saying, well, no, we're not going to do that. But if it's something that you guys would like to know, we are open book with you.
So
y'all
not sharing it, I will.
Yeah, so we're open book. We will laugh with you. We will play with you, let you see it all. And we're going to do what we normally do.
Some people have a sense of entitlement, and they feel like they're supposed to know everything about our lives. And I want you guys to always remember, because I've said this before, everything that you see is not all there is to see.
Okay.
Everything that you know is not always all. Everything that you know is not all there is to know. We do pick and choose some of the things that we pick and choose what we share.
Right.
But you're just getting a little snippet, of our lives. Some things will go in a little more in depth than others, and it is what it is. But those things that we want to remain private, we thank you for those of you that do respect our privacy. Although we put ourselves out there as influencers,
right? And we think, and we that's one thing we say. So and so I'm like, so that you'll understand us and what we're dealing with. We say some things are private, some things are just left private, but we're a family. And so I want to know, a couple of you guys, can you give me your social security numbers?
Anyway, okay. So again, we just wanted to come back and do a follow-up after that last meeting. Baby, you want to leave me? Do you want
6?
Do you want to leave me?
I'm getting these socials, man. I'm gonna take care of you better as soon as I get these numbers. You're gonna get some more stuff in your night. I'm just no. I mean, no, by no means.
Crowds come to make you stroke.
Right. Although I want to hug her neck many times, but
you want to hug me
I want to hug you real tight at the neck. But my thing is,
that works both ways.
Well, she want okay. Well, then, baby, you can't while I'm asleep. But back on the neck now. So I'm just saying to you guys, we will have fun and things of that sort. But there are things that we would talk about and open you guys up to some real things in life. Because sometimes it's just not there.
Hey, you remember we shared that video? We were coming back from the beach and we was having some heated fellowship. Somebody was in the comments talking about, now this right here don't make no sense. Y'all, everything ain't made for YouTube. Y'all don't need to be sharing this, but we wanted to share so y'all can see.
Because it ain't always a
we
smile.
fussing too sometimes. We get on my nerves.
Yeah, sometimes I got the gift of ignoring.
But everybody doesn't understand our banter.
Thank you so much. Honestly, to you mothers, and I'm not going to negate the fathers, but to you mothers, thank you so much for the job that you did. Well done. Now, it may seem like you are forgotten, but remember, you put that into them. And so that when they conduct themselves in society, they conduct themselves as an adult, someone trained them that way. So they had to say mom and dad, but you got to be able to let them go in society so you can see them conduct themselves with everything that you have put in them. And you'll find it's going to be fine. So we're good.
Someone made the point too about us carrying the children, the babies being connected to our navels and
And that is true, but you have to cut the umbilical cord. You do not see a baby 6 years old walking around with a mother's umbilical cord still. You got to
they
let
were
them
talking
go.
about the point of us carrying them and feeling them move on the inside of us and kicking us.
And as I said,
talking to them.
And I would say to all you,
growing.
And I would say to all of you women and mothers, please hear this and take this in the spirit in which I give
You
it.
know what you're going to say.
I'm just saying,
Whatever.
you carried them for 10 months.
Whatever.
We carried them a lot longer than that.
Y'all couldn't even feel them.
Well, it don't matter.
We feel
It don't matter
them.
because we mastered this thing. So what we did is we carried
I knew
them.
you were going to say that.
We carried them a lot longer than y'all
It's not
did.
the same.
It is the same.
It's not the same.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what.
We carried, we delivered, we pushed them
Holler
out.
at me, man. Did we not carry them longer? We just loaned them to y'all for 9 months, and then y'all brought us. So we.
Anyway, we hope that you all enjoyed this video. If there was anything that you guys had questions about, hopefully we were able to provide some clarity. Don't forget to check out the video on the blended family, our love story. You
Oh, then we were gonna get it.
They gonna
We
get
did
mad.
carry them longer,
Yeah,
guys.
y'all
Do
did, but it's
the
different.
science. Do the
Because
science.
our body went through the change.
Our body went through the changes.
No, it didn't.
That's every man when he let his child go to.
Nah.
It was my body went through the
With
change.
ladies, there is no comparison. So
Guys,
don't
did
even
your body go
entertain
through the
it.
change when you let her
Don't
hold
even
the?
entertain it. Anyway, we hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you've not subscribed,
Man, holler at me.
please consider
I'm
doing
asking
so.
you, man, would y'all holler at me for a
Turning on
minute?
that notification bell. What you supposed to say?
I'm nosy.
That way you'll be notified whenever we're doing whatever it is we're over here doing.
It was a traumatic.
Those of you that commented, we couldn't get to all of them. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate your comments. And Miss Donna is going to be working real hard to focus on me. We're going to focus on us. But go do more things that I enjoy doing and, bring you all along if you're interested in just enjoy. These are latter days, baby.
No, I'm not allowed to do.
I mean, I'm saying because, we about halfway there.
Okay, we halfway. These are halfway days.
Okay, halfway. Halfway days.
So I just want to say
Thank you guys so much.
thank y'all so much.
Oh, we already look forward to you joining us again next time.
Bye.
Bye.